I want to start this video and immediately apologize to Angus Buchan. I know that you are involved with Hope for SA, and I know what man you are. But me, I'm the boerie man, and I do have a language dialect which I lovingly called Boerans. I'm sorry, I'm using Boerans profusely in this video, which is actually in support of your party. Forgive me for that. Listen, don't listen to how I say it, listen to what I'm saying. Have a great day and enjoy the show. 2nd of April 2024. This is one of those let's talk skidmarks. And I need to issue a warning right at the beginning. This skidmark is going to contain a lot of Boerans. Yes, you heard correctly, a lot of Boerans. And if you cannot digest Boerans, I suggest you stop looking at the video now. Don't come into the comments and tell me about my Boerans. I don't want to hear it, I know it. I know exactly what I'm doing and I know exactly what words I'm using. But the time for soft soaping shit is over. I don't care what ethnic group you are. I don't care what religious group you are. I don't care what language group you are. Well, actually, I should care because otherwise you won't understand me if you can't understand English. But let that be. I have been driving a strong campaign to encourage people to vote. And from my tribe, the Boere tribe, I got 1,024 million fucking reasons why you shouldn't vote. But let's be fundamental. The reality of the current South Africa is we are trapped in a political system that operates in a specific way. And an important part of that system is voting. Now, don't come and tell me what the fuckers have done with our votes. I know. We have been betrayed. But the reality is, this is the system we have. And if you want to change the system, you have to participate. Yeah, and don't come and tell me that your votes are being bamboozled and fucked around with and all of that. That is why you must make sure that you make yourself available as an observer. Fuck, get it into your head. But I was driving this campaign to vote. And I must say, I got a lot of messages of people that said to me, okay, I've never voted since 1994. But I understand what you are saying. Now my problem is, which party? And let's stick to that. Which party? The fact is, none of the major political parties give a shit about you and me. They're only interested in power and control. That's the reality. Despite my campaign to encourage people to vote, I brought Ricardo Marman onto my show from Azania, well aware that he's going to launch a Don't Vote campaign. I knew the dangers for my channel and for my mission, but I also promote truth. That is why I gave him the platform to state his case. And he did it. And I was unhappy, let's put it that way. Unhappy when I saw how many of those non-voter, anti-vote disciples from my tribe jubilated because they found confirmation for their beliefs in Ricardo's words. And it was sad, but I took it. I took a shot on the chin because I promote the truth. And you have listened to some of my skidmarks about religion. So you know where I stand. on that. And I sit and I watch the comments grow on the Ricardo video. And I wondered, how will I get out of this one? And lo and behold, out of nowhere, a message popped up in my WhatsApp. And it was Dianne from Hope for SA. And she asked for an interview. And I thought to myself, thank you, God. You know so well what I need. And I engaged with her. And you saw the interview. Now, unfortunately, there are people that immediately came out with a lot of reasons why you cannot support Hope for SA. And some of their reasons were fairly objective, but the bulk was emotional shit. Yes, emotional shit. And I look through all the comments and I look at all the negativity about Hope for SA, and I think to myself, I am actually correct if I say South Africa is fucked beyond repair. But let's look at the reasons for it. Why am I saying that? Now, first of all, I'm going to say it as short as possible. The country's infrastructure, commercial and economical base has been destroyed, and that is not a mystery. We know it. But let's look at the political scene. We have the ANC, which is quite obvious. 100% in the pockets of XXX. And every day more and more and more and more evidence comes out of how corrupt they really are. And it's a small group that has fucked the whole country. So there we have the ANC. That is what we're dealing with. 100% XXX puppets. 100%. Not 99%, 100%. What is worse is they're riding the fence between the West and the, let's call it the BRICS bloc. They are so indebted to the slave masters of the West that they cannot, they dare not publicly proclaim their support for BRICS. In the meantime, all they are doing is they are stealing our country's assets, national assets, and selling it, trading it to the XXX. That's the ANC. Then we have the EFF, with a leader that has been so many times pointed out for serious corrupt activities. Plus, on top of that, it's an international secret that he is tied to Renwick and controlled from London, by definition controlled by XXX. But he is a good orator, and he has whipped the Sasa Brigade into an obedient slave colony. The sad part is, the Malema EFF followers are busy structuring their own demise. Look at the EFF supporters. Very, very few of them actually has a job. Very, very few of them are actually educated. Very few of them actually have a future. We're sitting in a country where the unemployment figures are in the 60s. Let them tell you all types of shit that they want to, but it's about 60s. And yet, under those conditions, that evil fucking leader of theirs encourages them to breed. And he promised them that he will double the child grant. So, there is already unemployment in the 60s, but he encourages you to breed more children into that poverty. What is that? Fucking evil. Then we get to the DA. They give you an idea that they are in control of everything. Steenhuisen can stand on the stage and sing his songs, and Zilla sings her songs and all of that cock, but the reality is they are full puppets of the Zionists. And by definition, puppets of XXX. And if you go and look at what is actually happening in Cape Town, there are certain areas which appears to be fully functional, but the bulk of Cape Town is in absolute poverty and chaos. Crime is rampant, and just think about it. They want to tell you how good they are in administration. And you just walk to an international tourist destination, the castle, and look around the castle, what it looks like. Open your fucking eyes. But the most important thing is, all three these parties that I've named now, ANC, EFF, and the DA, strong promoters of the gender confusion. Satanists. You as a Christian cannot consider voting for them under any conditions. Doesn't matter how they perform. You cannot vote for them on that principle. But no, you are willing to trade off your principles for a partial devil. Are you fucking crazy? Do you have a brain? Then we look at the Freedom Front Plus. That is now supposed to be the party for the Boere and Afrikaners and conservative people. And lo and behold, when they launched their manifesto, Groenewald proudly proclaims, we stand for gay rights. What the fuck is that? But he's an Afrikaner. That's why he can say shit like that, because the churches are preaching the same shit. So you, as a Christian, cannot vote for them. And here I bring Dianne onto this show, and she tells her story. I considered bringing her on very carefully. And if you are looking and listening, you would see that I managed that interview to suit her. She is not a smooth Vaseline-coated politician. It is quite clear that her personal grasp of international things are not top of the line. And I've got no problem with that. That's a reality. Not every person can know everything about everything. But she was bringing a message of hope. Yes, she stumbled on bricks. There was a few other questions that I wanted to ask her, but I realized I should not do it because she is not informed enough to give a good answer based on facts. That is why I dodged those questions. Then I get people and they query Hope for SA's logo. They look at those color stripes at the top and they are, by that, they are trying to infer that Hope for SA is connected with Klaus Schwab's gang. Are they connected? I don't know. I haven't asked them. But from what I listened to and from what she explained of how they view the role of communities and so forth, and that she mentioned the cabal, as she calls it, and she mentioned it in relation to the funding of Hope for SA. I have to accept that they are not for that globalists. Because you cannot be for the globalists if you claim to be a Christian-based party. You cannot be. And what I get from Hope for SA is that they are not lying. They don't make a secret of the fact that they are Christian-based, but they come with practical solutions for the practical problems that the country is facing. They're not walking around Bible punching left, right, and center. That I respect and appreciate. And as I said in that interview myself, she is actually giving me hope for SA. And this is what you have to understand. If you are a Christian, and if you are serious about South Africa, you have to accept that we are in a political system And that's the only thing that we have. And if you want to participate, which I strongly encourage you to do, a vote for Hope for SA is at least a vote for a party based on good principles, good morality. You need not agree with all their international stories and all of that, but the basis, good principles and Christianity. And I know enough of Angus Buchan to understand that he is a man that does not tolerate shenanigans. He is a man that lives with his hand in the hand of God, but he's got his fucking hand on the plow as well, because he understands that nothing happens by angels coming down and plowing your fields and doing whatever, running your business and all of that. You have to do it. So you have to participate. There's an option for you. For me, at this point in time, the only party that I can vote for with a clean conscience. I'll talk with them about BRICS and all of that cock. That will come. But that is not really important. The important thing is their foundation is on rock. Then you come and you throw me shit here on my group or in my comments about Gayton McKenzie. Yeah, Gayton McKenzie makes lots of statements, and many of his statements is valid statements and so forth, but the fucking reality is, what is Gayton McKenzie? What is he as a man? All of you know his history and his past. And I am not someone that promotes that people cannot change. If you confess and you convert, you have paid your dues. Good for you. But go and live your life. Don't come and try and fucking now manage mine. The same is for Neil de Beer from UIM. Don't come and sing his praises. Don't come and do it. That man has got a history. I personally feel very sorry for Fatima. She's a good person, but she's caught in that net. But that's her problem, not my problem. I cannot support that party because of that leader. Because you take a glass of milk and you drop 1 teaspoon of shit in it, that milk is fucked. You can drop 1 teaspoon of shit in 4 liters of milk. Milk is fucked. That is what you have to focus on. Hope for SA may have not been outspoken on their international views, but at least their foundation is on rock. And in a dodgy fuck-up like we have in this country, I'm not going to say vote for the least of the evil. I'm saying vote at least for the party that you know their foundation is solid. I am 100% convinced Hope for SA is not going to push dodgy characters into leadership positions. If they do that, God will sort them out. Understand that. But for us, the average people, if you are a Christian and if you believe in good governance, Hope for SA is the only option. Now there's people going to come here with OHM. Damn it, I've said my say on OHM. I have no problem with their principles. I have no problem with their ideals. It is all good and well. But it's a pipe dream. None of these things can happen unless they get a 2/3 majority support in Parliament to change the Constitution. And I have said it. No politician is going to support them to vote on a change to Constitution that's going to mean that that politician is going to lose his position. They're not going to do it. So, don't come and tell me OHM is the alternative. We are in a crisis, and we need crisis management. And at this point in time, Hope for SA is the only party that I believe that has the possibilities to make a change. Why? Because their foundation is solid. Their foundation is solid. All these other parties are floating on foundations of shit. And in some cases, foundations of diarrhea shit. Get that into your head. But there's another reality that I want to bring to your mind. The message is brought to you. And if you choose to ignore the messenger, it is your problem, not the problem of the messenger. It's your problem. You have the responsibility to look out for the future of your children. The alternative to Hope for SA is a ugly revolution, a decapitation of the state, and a balkanization of the country. Hope for SA, at least in their plans, they have plans for communities, and if those plans are brought to work, balkanization will not be needed. But if they don't, balkanization is the only option. So, think carefully on this day. We are in a political system that we can only hope to change through a vote. And the only party that I have seen where their principles is based on rock is Hope for SA. Think about that. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing. Thank you for your support.